got to be intimidating. 50,000 people screaming, "We want Dallas." Play action fake to Dorsett. Hit the ball well. Set up a screen, batted in the air, picked off by Darryl. Touchdown, Washington Redskins! I don't believe it! Unbelievable! Oh, what a play! Dexter Manley tipped the pass. Darryl Grant got the interception, and now the stadium shakes. Oh, they're going crazy in RFK. Look at this! Look at this!
Hi, folks. Welcome to this week's edition of The Legacy. I'm Doc Walker, and we're going to combine old school with new school with one thing in mind, and that is to win. And I'm honored to be joined by one of my favorite teammates of all time. He wore number 77. You may know him best by that Sports Illustrated cover where he's spiking the ball after scoring against the Dallas Cowboys. He is from Texas, and he is Darryl World Grant. First of all, let's start with the prize bull. You had the task of playing with Dexter Manley, who was a wild child. He might have felt a certain thing no matter what the defense was called. The prize bull was going after the quarterback. How did you and Rich Malott, you guys were the best that dealt with Dexter, in my opinion, and you guys had the most success. What was it like playing with the prize bull?
Well, it was great playing with him. I can't deny that. We're great friends to this day. But I was always talking to him. We were always talking and communicating and giving each other heads up and what to look out for. And, I did maybe more of the talking. When I would see a formation, I would say, heads up, this is what's probably going to come and hit us. Okay. But Dexter had one focus, and he would always say, well, they pay me to rush the passer. They don't pay me to play the run. He said, you can play the run. And it was a lot of times he would crash inside, but I just knew how to play off of him. And I would go out and have to contain, and I would make some plays out in the flat.
That's right. Because
he would crash down inside, and we'd go to the sideline, and Torby's going, I didn't call a stunt. Why did y'all run a stunt? I said, Torby, when I felt him on my shoulder, on my outside shoulder, I knew there was no contain on that particular play. Exactly. So I had to run a twist. I said that was the only thing to do, to run a twist, because they had piled us, they had pushed him down so far, we had nobody on the edge. So
well, that's what made you a headsy player. That's what made you a smart player. And also, but you two combined for maybe the most famous play, maybe in your career, because it put you on the cover of Sports Illustrated. Can you talk our young listening audience through that play, the rumbling that was going on in RFK, and take us back to that moment?
Well, it started out with a very emotional "We Want Dallas" chant by the fans as we come in the tunnel. I'd never heard that before out of an entire stadium full of people while you're in the tunnel.
I can still feel it. It
just gave us chills coming out of there.
Yeah.
And then Dallas had already planned to leave Washington and go to the Super Bowl. They were going to leave, their jet was going to leave Washington, D.C. Now that infuriated all of us.
Yeah.
He said in that locker room is the only locker room I can remember that was that quiet before a game. Usually guys are,
Oh, yeah.
And what I remember is we would just look at each other in the eye and just nod our head. Like, it's going down.
Yeah.
But that particular play, I knew they like inside the 20, they like to run the screen, the Dorsett. So like I said, if Dexter didn't have the mentality that he has or had, that play would have probably never happened because he didn't read the run. I could tell that when I knew the guy came off for me, I knew he wasn't trying to hit me because you ain't gonna block me soft like that.
Right.
And so when he didn't come off on the ball on me, I said, wait, this is a screen. And then I saw Dorsett kind of scamper over to the side. All Dexter saw was fresh meat. And he went straight in after the quarterback. He would have probably killed him because he had knocked the other guy out early.
Yeah.
So when the kid threw the ball, Dexter jumped and tipped it with his fingers, and I was able to get underneath it and catch it and run it on in. You know, I had decent hands back then. Not as good as yours, but I had some decent hands.
You could have done anything. You could have been a tight end.
Don't let the comfort fool you. Don't let the attention to detail lead you to believe that a Honda is a delicate machine. You'd be wrong. Underneath every surface that carries a Honda badge, there has always been the capacity to amaze. From the core of everything we have ever built, all the way to the top of where you want to go. Rise to the challenge with the rugged performance of the Honda Pilot, Passport, and Ridgeline.
Free healthcare. Hundreds to more than $1,000 per month in disability compensation and tens of thousands for college tuition. These are just some of the U.S. Department of Veterans Affairs benefits that may be available to veterans. VA is focused on customer service like never before. Choose VA and see why veterans' trust in VA reached an all-time high. Claim the benefits you've earned at choose.va.gov.
The best team has a great sense of family. The best family has a great culture. And within that culture, there is great character. When you have all those elements come together, you've got a team.
The Legacy is brought to you by Janet King. Let Janet King get your business back to business. Visit to schedule a disinfecting service today. Darryl World Grand. Everybody wants to know, they ask me all the time, how did he get the nickname World? I said, all you had to do is be around him, and you would have known because he's a man with multiple talents. How did you get that?
Well, my mother always said there was something wrong with me. But anyway, that's a whole nother story. But we were in special teams with Wayne Severe.
Yeah.
And Wayne would get excited when he saw an exceptional play or something spectacular. And he jumped up. I hit somebody and knocked them over on their back.
Used to splatter people, yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And he jumped up and said, cut the lights on. And he started saying, that guy is all world, because I kept doing it. I kept hitting him the same way.
Yeah.
And then after the meeting, you started saying world, as you do, like you like to call people out like that. And then everybody else kind of thought it was interesting and it just stuck. Then Tony McGee started calling me world. And then, it moved on and on from there, and it just stuck. And I kept hitting people just as hard. Still, that didn't change. But
I'll tell you what, if Mike Nelms don't send you a present every Christmas, because he sings your praises, because I asked Nelms, I said, Nelms, who's the baddest man ever? He said, before I could get out of my mouth, world. Again, old school, new school, one thing in mind, and that is to win for the Washington football team.
Winning becomes an addiction, man.
That's right. And I'm an addict. I'm an absolute addict.
Absolutely.
Yeah, that is it. All right, folks, until next week, you make it the best week possible. Hopefully there's a victory in line for the Burgundy and Gold. Until then, Doc Walker for our entire staff, and they are fantastic. We'll see you next week on The Legacy.
It's 2020. Let's make a splash. Play the DC Lottery's Roaring Cash.
The best team has a great sense of family. The best family has a great culture. And within that culture, there is great character. When you have all those elements come together, you've you've got a team.
Today and every day, we honor all of those that have served. Visit WashingtonFootball.com/salute to learn more about the NFL's largest military fan club and how you can be a part of our organization 365 days a year. Find adventure at an all-wheel drive Honda SUV, now on clearance. Like the turbocharged all-wheel drive CR-V, the versatile all-wheel drive HR-V, or the adventure-ready Passport and Pilot, both equipped with 3 different driving modes. Take back the driver's seat and find adventure with a rugged Honda SUV on clearance. When it comes to the best value, Honda leaves the others in the dust. See your local Honda dealer and start your adventure today.